Oh, hey! Didn't see you there. My name's Clinton Lisboa, and I'm here to teach you how to record by numbers.
Hi, shiny people. I'm Clinton from Railroad Park Recording Company. Today, we're going to cover one of my favorite tricks in guitar tracking. Now, I like to go a little hard with guitars, albeit 2-3 amplifiers to combine into one sound, or maybe I'm using 3 or 4 microphones on one single guitar amplifier. We all know this can pile up really, really quickly. Like if I'm just recording my rhythm guitar left channel and I have 4 microphone channels or 3 amps and 2 mics on each of these amps, I'm looking at least 4 tracks per guitar take. Now, the session adds up quickly. I don't want to stare at all these guitar tracks, especially if I'm doing left, right doubles, leads, beefy alternative tracks for big chorus stuff. I don't want to stare at all those tracks, and I know you don't either. So this trick is perfect. You gotta commit though. You can't be afraid to commit. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Let's go up here. Okay, cool. So here I have an old Half-Hearted Hero session from quite a few years ago. This song is called All of Me, and I recently just went in and added some guitar for the recording here. So what we have here is a basic rhythm guitar thing for the second chorus going into the guitar solo and the outro. So I just completely covered my Vox AC30 with some of my favorite microphones to use for the job. Here on this top channel, we have the AEA R84. This is what this sounds like. Now I had that going through my WA-1073 EQ, and I had some high end going in there. I think I was boosting a little bit of 32 hundo and some top shelf at 10K. There's a Royer 121's the next microphone. And that was going through my Mag Pre Q4, and I think I was boosting a little bit of Very Audio at 2.5K, probably around 5 or 6 dB or so. And third here, we have the Heil PR31. It's our first dynamic microphone. That one we got some good high-end cut with. And lastly, we have AKG 414. It's a large diaphragm condenser. Nice. So as you would expect, it's the same deal as a drum ensemble. When we're recording this many channels of the same source, we're gonna have phase issues. So here's the beginning of the trick here. We're gonna zoom in to these tracks. Let's go over here and increase our track picture. We're gonna check out and see if we can't find out which mic is recording last in time. Now, these tracks here, we see this big fundamental coming in, this positive node. And it looks like here, it's pretty obvious that the AKG 414, that's the beginning of the positive node there, is in fact recorded last in time. So what we can do with that knowledge is, just like the last video, my favorite thing, instantiate auto align on all of these boys. And since the AKG is last, we're going to tell the AKG to be our send for all of these lovely guitar channels to receive. Let's spread these out here so we can see them well. Okay, we have the Royer. It's going to receive, receive, receive. Okay, detect all of these at once. All right, just as expected, no negative time here, which we can't do if we're tracking live, obviously, because we can't subtract time. But in a mixing situation, that's just fine. Either way, we can totally do this live. We have to just basically get our readings with auto align and then put in something like we have Waves in phase LT live stereo, which this doesn't add any latency at all. Get the readings on auto line, and then simply plug in the exact value you're reading here, right? No problem. But we're not tracking live, so we don't need all that information. Here's where committing comes in handy. We have all of our guitars in phase. We don't need to worry about that anymore. Everything is sounding awesome. Guitars are in phase. We can even do a Q mix here. You know, say you want a little less Royer, AEA, Heil. We're just going to leave everything at Unity for now. Now, we are going to go to the guitar bus here that everything is summed to. We're going to tell it to not have an output at all. So if I play this back, we shouldn't hear a thing. We're going to come here to an amp sum track that I've made here. And the input now is set to be this guitar bus. So if I arm it to record and monitor its playback, we should hear that sum. Awesome. So now we're going to record this. Great, awesome. We have this track here, nice and clean. We can disarm it to record and monitor. So now we can play around with panning. So I can take all of these tracks here, hide that. So now we're just staring at one guitar track, and we can do this for guitar, left, right, clean guitars, leads, supplementary stuff down the middle, fat tracks, whatever have you. Bass stuff too. You can load up all sorts of cabinets and bass amps with all these microphones, sum it down to one, and just not stare at a massive session. All right, let's go back up here. So now that we've done it with a guitar amp and microphones on the amp, I'm going to show you how to do the exact same thing with a DI channel. And this is the exact same performance. I just grabbed this all at once. Here's the DI. As you would expect with the DI to sound, we're going to make a folder with a bunch of amp simulation sounds. And I'm going to just copy and paste this all the way down here. So now I have all of these tracks grabbing a little bit of every single sound. Here I have an amp sim of a Vox AC30, so it's already going to be really similar to our amp sound. Cool. I have a Marshall JCM 800 kind of vibe. We have a Marshall JCM 900 kind of vibe. And lastly, we have a Mesa Boogie Mark V kind of thing. And same as before, we could even do a submix here, mixing all of these channels to and from whatever we want. And right now I just have everything basically at Unity, but if we want to just like come over here, say we want more Vox AC30, we want more 800, less of the boogie, Marshall-y kind of thing. Or say we want more low end and want to pull back on the sizzle. Let's get more boogie. Let's get more 900, 800. Doesn't matter. Whatever floats your boat. Here's the trick now. We're going to go to monitor bus where all of these are being summed and tell its output to not do a thing. Now, over here on DI sum, its input is now the monitor bus. So if I monitor and record, same deal. Little hot for my blood. Let's go to monitor bus here and just take this output down a little bit. So rad. Again, we have all of these different kinds of sounds you can manipulate and play with. You can bring in 12 different guitar sim sounds if you want and mix all of those together. And guess what? You can bridge all of them into one channel and not stare at all of those sounds. It's so good. I strongly implore you to do that because I stand by the fact that if you can't organize it, you can't mix it. That's not fun. Whereas this should be a lot of fun, right? So let's go back over here. And now that we have our sums, we literally just hide everything else and away we go. And with that, thanks so much for hanging out. If there's anything at all you'd like me to cover, drop us a line or leave a comment down below. Your suggestions are most appreciated, for sure.
Okay, bye-bye.